What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel once again, and welcome to another brand new TSGG series, TSGG's Indie Adventures. In this series, I'm going to be bringing you some of my absolute favorite indie games coming from developers that aren't exactly AAA and definitely might not even be AA. This one that we're going to start with is called Goken. It is from Gianty. I hope you enjoy. As always, if you do, leave a like and subscribe, and have an awesome week.
Okay, let's get right into it with Goken. What is Goken and why do I recommend it as my very first TSGG Indie adventure? Basically, just kind of run down what the story is and what the game actually consists of. You are the swordsman of the five blades. You fought for the gods until one day they sealed you away and stole your blades, and 5,000 years later, a little bit of luck happens and you're unsealed. You wake up in a world completely alien to you, and your only blade is the Sword of Sealing, which was, ironically enough, used to seal you away by the gods. Basically, that's the story, and I don't want to give anything away as far as actual story stuff for the game. It's just... You gotta see it. Honestly, it's a cool story. I really enjoyed it, especially for kind of that. It's not really a JRPG, but it's got those elements, but it's an RPG action or an action RPG. Sorry, it's just very enjoyable. But as always, we're gonna break it down into tiers. I'm gonna tell you my reasoning for why you should play it, and just like the other video from yesterday about Sinuous Sacrifice, it's not. I'm gonna go through the review template, but I'm not gonna grade the game. I'm just gonna recommend it to you all. It is. Right now, it's $9.99 on the Switch, and it is also on PC for Steam, but I'm not 100% sure what the price is there. I assume it's not much more than that. The game did actually just come out March 28th, 2019 by Gianty, and it's just a good game, but I'm going to tell you why right quick. First off, we've got fun factor and emergence, and this is where this game really shines because it's not a sweaty game. It does have some difficult enemies, but if you read their movements, it's very easy to dodge. Your character's pretty speedy. I think he's supposed to be pretty OP. But if you read movements and just kind of dodge and then attack, it's very easy. It's not supposed to be a sweaty game, but it is very enjoyable. One of the very cool features of it is actually in the leveling. To kind of level up, and as you level up, you gain tattoo points. And to level up your skills and abilities or special points and things of that nature, you get tattooed. You go to a tattooist and he will actually level you up, which I thought was very cool. Brennan, my brother, said that it was reminiscent of Far Cry 3, except this one is a little more detailed because instead of the one large tattoo that Far Cry 3 had, this one has multiple tattoos, multiple designs, depending on the build that you want to go with, and you only get tattoo points up to level 60 in the game, so it isn't really an unlimited build. You have to kind of think about what you want to do and think about the build that you want to go with in this game. And that just makes it very enjoyable. I know I'm skipping a few steps here, but that takes it down to story and replayability, because that kind of makes the replayability of the game endless, because you can always do new builds. You can always do new stats. You can always do new things, and that's very cool. I do always appreciate those in an RPG. And I appreciate the unique element of doing it through tattoos. So very well done there. Moving on to control and gameplay mechanics. I touched on it a little bit with the combat, but it's smooth, it's fast, but it's very easy. Honestly, if every enemy that I've run into to this point has a giant tell. You get out of their way, you wait, they attack, you move, you attack, and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's very simple. It's enjoyable. And it's not at all sweaty, and anybody can enjoy it, which tends to be the kind of a common theme on the Switch, so I'm not surprised to see it there. But it does make it fun, and I'm not going to complain about that at all. Moving on from there, we have graphics. This is where you kind of... You see the indie come out, and I mean that in a very positive way, because the art style in this game is very beautiful, vibrant colors, vibrant wildlife. You're fighting bunnies and snakes and all kinds of things like that, and it's just a very fun, kind of just enjoyable game with very vibrant colors and beauty that for me is sort of lacking because of the realism that we're going with in current gaming and AAA titles and things like that. Everything is about realism, so it doesn't really. That's why I call it the indie art style, because you don't really see that, but it's still very pretty. And in fact, I enjoy it more than a lot of realism type AAA games, but it's very, very pretty. It's smooth. I haven't run into any issues, and yeah, I can't really say much more than that about the game. Moving on to music and sound. This one, it's a little bit. I don't know how to say it. It's basic. That's really the best term for it. It's the same music throughout the game as far as I've gotten anyway, and it doesn't really change with the combat or things like that. It's pretty. It's repetitive, but it's just basic. So it's something that a lot of indies actually struggle in, is the music and sound, because they a lot of times have to go with kind of copyright free or things like that. But it's good. It sounds good. It matches the game. It's just kind of repetitive, and it doesn't really change so much through the combat or things like that, which if you've followed my reviews, you know I do love that. So maybe that's a little bit picky for me, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. And then the final category we have is story and replayability, which I did touch on a little bit earlier, but I didn't really go into the story. It's hard to really discuss story without spoilers, because I want you guys to play the game. That's what I'm doing here. I'm recommending it to you. I don't want to spoil the things that are twists and turns, but I can tell you, of course, you are the swordsman of the 5 blades, and you start with 1. So the point is to go out and find your other 5 and battle and figure out what's going on with the gods who sealed you away. I don't know myself how I haven't completely beaten the game. I don't know myself what is going to happen, so I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. One thing I did forget to mention were actually the blacksmith. Of course, there are the 5 blades. However, you can upgrade them. I think each blade has 5 upgrade slots or 5 upgrade tiers that change kind of how you play the game. So that's another thing that adds in here, where you can see different playthroughs, because you're going to have different styles, different. The way I play the game is not going to be how you play the game. So you're going to see a lot of that, and that's very enjoyable to me, especially in an RPG setting where I can go out and farm enemies and kind of level up and become OP, because that's what I want to do in an RPG. So it's very good there. I'm excited for a game like this because of the fact that it has the JRPG elements without being a full JRPG. It doesn't kind of have so much talking or cutscenes like the JRPGs do. Don't get me wrong, I love them, but sometimes it just gets over the top. I already do have next week's Indie Adventure picked out for you, and I can tell you it is a JRPG, and there are a zillion cutscenes. But, of course, I picked it for the Indie Adventure, so it is, of course, an enjoyable game. But we'll get into that next week. That's all I do have for you here on Goken by Gianty. I really do hope you guys enjoy the video. Check it out. Like I said, it's on Steam. It is also on the Switch, $9.99 right now. And very good game. You're not going to beat the price. And yeah, that's all I've got for you. If you enjoy, as always, like and subscribe. And in the comments, let me know what you think of the game if you get it, because I don't want to lead you guys astray. If you enjoy it, let me know. If not, I want to know why. But that's again all I've got. Have an awesome week.